than 1 year, right? 2-year extension. That counts, okay? Or he plays on the franchise tag this year. And you can vote on that at MD_1010XL. And as always, hit us up at 1010XL Fat Tony and at IME2. The T.
Come on, somebody.
To the T from the Sharks. Did you add that yet?
No, not yet.
I am E to the T from the Sharks.
I don't think that's going to make it.
Not going to make it? A little wordy?
A little
bit.
wordy.
Autofill is your friend, though. It just fills it right in.
Chat GTI might put that in there.
Chat everything right now. It's funny. I was talking with Hick this morning, Tone, about the AI. He's like, man, they need to, what do you say? Something like, we need to get a hold of this. Or maybe it was Jeff said we need to get a hold of this. There's no getting a hold of it.
No. Has anyone gotten a hold of the internet?
It's out the barn.
Right. Like whatever you put on the internet is now just public domain, right? Like you have no rights to it, nothing. And no one's ever done anything about it.
No. There's no going back, man.
No.
You see that commercial with the whatever the commercial's for, and the kids are all in the office, and they're like, yeah, we got to come up with an AI that makes it harder to tell that it's doing our homework for us or something like that. And the parents are like, what? And they're like, oh, nothing. You think that's not happening right now?
For sure.
You better be monitoring. Look, by the way, if it helps you continue to make the Dean's List, I'm speaking to one individual in particular. Get on board. Actually, he's a smart kid. He's doing well. I'm very proud of him. All A's and B's his first year of college. So I will brag on my son to the day I die. And hopefully beyond that. But anyway, so today, we'll get into Evan Engram a little bit and what you think. And what would you like to see happen? In addition to what you think is going to happen, do you want to invest long-term in Evan Engram? Have you seen enough? Are you convinced enough that he is the guy that we saw last year as opposed to the guy that Giants fans were mocking the Jags for adding last season, which, they're the ones with egg all over their face as Evan Engram stayed healthy, for the most part, showed good hands, was super tough in the blocking game, very good run after the catch guy. Like, he added value, right? There are some tight ends, Tony, I think, in the league that can get open, they're catch the ball and get tackled guys. You know what I mean? Or the scheme helps them get open, and if it's there, it's like the guys, the running backs, you say, he'll get what's blocked for him, okay?
Yeah.
All right. And then there are the other guys that make plays kind of above the X's and O's. I know that's an overused expression, but I feel like Evan Engram adds value. Like, once the ball is in his hands, he's more dangerous than most, not all, most tight ends in the National Football League. So let's talk about him today. We'll hear from Tank Bigsby as well, as he joined the Frangie Show yesterday. Been thinking about that running game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had a weird dream last night that involved a member of the Jaguars Today extended family. I don't know if I'll get into that or not if we have time for all that. Prisco went back. Everyone says you can't grade a draft class until 5 years down the road or 3 years down the road or at least a year after they played. Well, he went back and looked at the 2020 class and, must we? We probably mustn't. We don't have to, but we might. Yeah. We might go down that road. And on top of all that, Pro Football Focus puts out a list of the top 10 players under the age of 25 in the National Football League.
A little bit more Trevor Love. Uh-oh.
We might need a top 11.
Uh-oh. The silence does not bode well for this list.
This list does not have Trevor Lawrence on it.
That's wild.
Okay. And when you hear some of the names on there, it'd be like, really? I mean, look, they're good players. These are all good players. One of them's glaringly not belonging on here at a Trevor Lawrence. And I would argue that, depending on the quarterback situation of the team that player plays on, unless you're a Jamar Chase and you've got a Joe Burrow, teams would trade their guy who's supposedly one of the top 10 best for Trevor Lawrence and add so much to it in a heartbeat, it would make your neck snap. Not just spin. It would snap and your head would fall completely off of your head at that point in time. So in lieu of that, we will just we'll rage discuss the list that Pro Football Focus put out there for you yesterday. If you want to be part of the program, we gave you the Twitter handles. You can always give us feedback that way. 641-1010 on the phone lines or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Will Evan Engram get a long-term deal done? Should you as a Jaguar fan hope that is the best outcome here for the Jacksonville Jaguars organization and you as a fan? We'll discuss that and more coming up. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios.
JOI, where the pros go.
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss. And it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair. And that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is the sports medicine leader in Northeast Florida. We're proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your hometown teams, including the Jaguars, Sharks, Axemen, Armada, and the Jumbo Shrimp. We have the most cutting-edge resources for sports medicine care, including Active Armor casting, Alter-G anti-gravity treadmills, and highly trained physicians and athletic trainers. JOI is truly where the pros go, and so should you.
No dental insurance? No problem. Introducing the Care Plus program from the dental offices of Dr. James McCall. For only $625 per year, you will receive 2 cleanings and dental exams, a full set of x-rays, plus 1 emergency dental exam and x-ray. You'll also receive a 20% discount on all other services offered. Kids 12 and under will receive the same program for only $525. Call Dr. McCall today at 620-9225.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, He destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Of course.
Find out if he does.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-one-fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Live music is just better, right? Come on out to the Players Grill to see Crucial Taunt on Friday, May 19th. Enjoy discount cocktails while Jacksonville's hottest duo, Sean Taunton and Kristen Campbell, put on a show. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets. Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Look who's here. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
You're crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm just thirsty.
Mornings from 6 to 10.
Who are we?
The Drill.
What?
The Drill.
That's ridiculous.
On 1010XL.
That's a terrible name.
92.5 FM. Jaguars Today on 1010XL. Now, more Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, I am now camera adjusted. How am I looking in there? My head chopped off? Is the camera back on?
You on point, my boy.
What's going on? Is YouTube TV interrupted our service?
No, not yet.
No? I'll be honest with you, I did not watch the East Conference Finals Game 1 last night because I hate them both.
So you just ain't watch?
I ain't gonna watch. I would have to hate watch it at the most. I'll watch Denver, LA, and I will root for Denver over LA, but I will gladly root for LeBron and the Lakers over either of those two East abominations. But apparently, YouTube TV crapped out last night?
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I have YouTube TV.
And
it was. I thought it was just something going on in my house.
No. It was YouTube TV that went down. Who just put Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV?
Right.
Oh, hope that doesn't get you in trouble.
I never knew that. I'm like, yo, what is
I
going on?
I don't have YouTube TV, and I saw that this morning that they of course they give you the thank you for your patience, which makes me want to, look, like I didn't see it, I wasn't involved in it, but after the fact, it made me angry. Like, I'm not being patient here, and you're taunting me now, right? And
wow,
man, imagine Sunday Ticket goes down, and at whatever, middle of the afternoon.
Well, it's never been a straight cable offering. Right? Like Sunday Ticket has always only been available to satellite. So you've always had to deal with if it's too cloudy that day, you're not going to get Sunday Ticket. So maybe people who have it are used to it. But yeah,
could be the case.
It's not a great sign.
Harbinger of things to come with YouTube TV. But they gave us the most money, guys. But guys, we got to stream things and we got to get into these new media outlets. All right. Yesterday's poll question of the day, happened to be a poll question presented by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Which of the Jags AFC South opponents will give them the most trouble over the next 3 years? The Texans came in first. This is a very split vote, though, among three, right? And we split. This may be the first time that we've had a 3-choice option, and we've all taken the different choice here, right? You went with the Colts, Tony.
I did.
E.T. went with the Titans. I went with the Texans. The Titans got 30.7% of the vote. And look, again, a 3-year window, I do think the Titans are the biggest challenger this year. Challenger being, loosely defined. Mm-hmm. But I do think they're the team that will more likely finish second out of the other three. Okay? So that's 1/3 of the whole process. And we all know, the future, you never know how things are going to go. So I get that. Although I look at old man Will, taking over. If you missed it yesterday, Will Levis, who's, questionable. Supposedly this top 10 talent that lasted to the second round is already older than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I didn't see him on the best players under 25 list either, thankfully. And then, so the Colts got 32.7% 2% more than the Titans, and the Texans got the most votes with 36.6%. So pretty even distribution, right?
And I know this is the second list of this type I've seen in the last 3 or 4 days that, everyone's going through. All the national guys are going through and picking who's going to win what division and the records for all 32 teams going through their schedule. I have no idea if they actually have it balanced, right? Where they're picking every game and then going back and looking and saying, okay, so I had this team at whatever, right? I have no idea if that's the way they're doing it, but this is the 2 lists that I've seen in the last 3 days that both had the same record for the Jags, the same gap between them and the second-place team in the AFC South, and the same team in second place, and it wasn't the Tennessee Titans. Both the lists I've seen, Will Brinson put one out about an hour ago on CBS, and he has the Jags winning the AFC South at 11-6.
Right.
It's his record. He's got the Houston Texans finishing second in the AFC South at 7-10.
Yeah.
So he's got the Jags winning the divisions by 4 games, having won 11 this year. He's got the Texans with 7, Titans with 6, Colts with 4, and just because it's something we discussed a couple days ago, he's got the Kansas City Chiefs with 14, Cincinnati with 13, Buffalo with 12. So in that scenario, Jacksonville would be the 4 seed.
Right
in the
back
AFC.
where they were last year. Now, he even mentions in there, I've got some weird things happening, like them losing to the Colts on the road to open the season. I tell you, that game's a little scarier to me just because of the unknown way that they're going to utilize their personnel.
Yeah.
Right? And, again, I expect the Jags to win. I expect them to sweep the Colts and the Texans. Am I being foolish? Probably. Right? Honestly, just based on recent history, I would be. But he hasn't beating the Chiefs the next week. So I don't know if he's got him in a look-ahead game. But, you got to imagine, if you think the division stinks that bad, that what has he got him going in the division? Like 5-1?
Right.
Right? So out of the rest of the games, he's got him kind of as a 500 team. And that's with beating Kansas City.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's all projections, and everyone's going to have their opinion, and none of it matters. Doom tweeted out a picture. Apparently he watches this on the YouTube television at the house. And he said, I was talking about how my camera angle is, and he took a picture. It says 1010XL live cam. We'll be right back, is what it said. Was that you quickly, because it seemed like ET made a quick turn towards the monitor there when I mentioned the camera angle. Was that you not having the camera turned back on coming out of break? Could that have been?
How about yes?
Yeah, how about top 3 producers in the building?
JJ is looking better and better.
Wow, that guy. But no, I'm actually going to defend you here. I would much rather you delay the camera coming out of break than forget to turn it off going to break.
During break.
Much more crucial, okay? Without question, I will take "we'll be right back" on your video screen over who knows what's going down. Doom tweeting last week like, I'd love to know what Mike and Tom McManus are discussing here on Friday. And I'm like, how's he seeing this right now? So top 4 producer ET over here is, got to hit that button at the appropriate time. But I think we're good on the screen right now. I was told my head was being cut off, which made, which probably, people would hope that would be from like the top down part would be missing. And unfortunately for you, that was not the case. All right. I don't want to get deep into this player list here because we're going to have to hit a break coming up in a minute. But again, if you're on Twitter, it just makes me wonder if Pro Football Focus is just, stroking themselves with their own rankings here, right? Are all they doing is taking what their player grade was from 2022 and saying, here's the top 10 grades under the age of 25? Or is there more thought put into this list of the top 10 players under the age of 25? Right? Look, they've got Sauce Gardner in there. And granted, some people think Sauce Gardner might be the best cornerback in the league.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a really good player, but you're basing it on, 1 year's productivity. That's the only year you've got to factor Sauce Gardner's career into, but how much of this is a feel for how they're developing, what they, the importance of the position, which obviously quarterback is a more important position, and than anything in football.
Without a doubt.
And there's not a single quarterback on this list, by the way, which leads me to believe Joe Burrow's got to be 25 plus at this point, right? Because they love some Joe Burrow, right? They certainly love some Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow is a really good player. Now, how old is Justin Herbert, Tony? I ask as I am.
25?
Is he 25?
I think so.
Let me take a look, see here, because that would put how does that player profile? You got I don't know why it didn't bring up Pro Football Reference at the top. It almost always does.
25.
25.
He turned 25 at the beginning of this, or in March.
Well, that's the thing, too. You got to be less than 25 at the start of the season. Well, Trevor still qualifies. Guess what? Trevor will qualify for this list next year.
Yeah.
Okay? So Will Levis only qualifies this year because he'll be 25 before next season starts. That is amazing. All right, so I want to get into this, and let's discuss, who legitimately do you have a gripe with on this list being included, or maybe nobody in place of Trevor Lawrence. I have a feeling in this listening and sometimes viewing audience that there are going to be a lot of gripes with this list. I have a lot of gripes with this list because, you talk about best, it's hard for me to take value out of the equation when you're discussing this. Like, if there were a draft right now of all the players under 25 in the National Football League, Trevor Lawrence is going ahead of all these people.
For sure.
All of them.
Yeah.
Every single one on this list, and yet they don't find space for him in the top 25. So we'll get into that coming up as well. Early returns, about 60% in favor of believing that it'll be the franchise tag that Evan Engram's playing it out under this year. But you can vote on that. Our question of the day, which scenario you think is most likely for Evan Engram in 2023? We'll have more discussion on that coming up. And audio from Tank Bigsby from the Frangie Show yesterday. But let's dig into this PFF, Pro Football Focus list of the best players under the age of 25. We'll do that next. You're listening to Jaguars Today right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Youth sports are getting back into full swing, so you know what that means. Custom Yetis so dads can keep their beer or sodas cold. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Monahan Jewelers is Jacksonville's source for fine jewelry and certified diamonds for 45 years. Have confidence knowing that you're buying the highest quality diamond at the best price. Monahan's has the inventory of several jewelry stores in one location with unbelievable prices. Diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry for every budget. At Monahan Jewelers, expect a huge inventory, great prices, expert jewelry repair, and fantastic service. Visit us at MonahanJewelry.com or call 246-GOLD for Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Summer is here, so while you're at the beach or on your bike, head on down to Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, where you'll find the absolute freshest seafood in all of the 904. The biggest shrimp, the saltiest oysters, the freshest fish, all here at our newly renovated restaurant in Neptune Beach. Fresh seafood delivered daily by Safe Harbor, straight from the boat to your plate. Unique oyster specials daily, along with mixed cocktails from the bar. Come enjoy this beach vibe. Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, locally owned by Safe Harbor Seafood.
He whispers QB talk in his sleep.
Double tight, gun bunch 22 Z-stack.
Just ask his wife.
Okay, that's not creepy.
Quarterback whisperer Denny Thompson joins the drill Friday mornings on 1010XL. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security. Security and automation experts.
Run to the Jacksonville Sharks Jungle Night game as they fight against the Albany Empire this Saturday, May 20th, 7 o'clock at the ViStar Arena. With tickets as low as $15, you can't find this kind of affordable fun anywhere else. Boy and Girl Scouts purchase tickets, enjoy a post-game autograph session, Educators Appreciation Night, buy one ticket, get one free. Shark Tank this Saturday, May 20th, 7 o'clock, ViStar Memorial Arena. Call 904-621-0700 or go to jacksharks.com. All education, BOGO ticket. Fins up.
At Duck Duck Rooter, we do it all when it comes to septic systems. Full system installations, we install drain fields, septic tanks, sump pumps, perform full septic inspections.
Excuse me?
Yes?
A new septic system installation requires a permit. Do you handle the application and all the paperwork?
Yes, we do that too.
Whew.
For all septic services and installations, trust the Duck.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769.
Everyone seems to be in a time crunch these days. Well, don't forget you can always count on the cold case at Daly's. Always convenient, always cold. Whether it's the king of beers, Natty Light, Stella, or Cigar City, or Goose Island, or Bud Light Seltzer. Dash into Daly's and grab one to go.
You've decided you'd like to sell your home, but you see problems. Well, you got problems. Chad and Sandy have promises. Here's one for you, new for 2023. Your home sold guaranteed, or Chad and Sandy will buy it. It's prime home selling season, gang. Right now, home buyers are actively looking. Mortgage rates stabilizing. Now is the ideal time. So maybe you got a growing family, or you're working from home. You need more space. Chad and Sandy can deliver and get your home sold quickly. They are real estate experts you can trust. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home will be sold at an agreed upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. There are success stories out there. Take Nicholas and Whitney in Middleburg. We're a Navy family who had a deadline to sell before transfer. Unfortunately, our home failed to sell with another agent for 78 days. Slightly stressed, we called Chad and Sandy for help, and boom, our home sold. That's what you get with Chad and Sandy. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200 today.
It's such a great time of year. I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles to Jacksonville, and Bike Week really kind of gets people thinking about what is the latest and greatest on-road, especially from Honda.
Absolutely. The new Honda Rebel lineup is fantastic. Anywhere from the 300 to 1100. The Gold Wing's always hot.
They're going to see guys going really fast down at Daytona, and then they can come to your showroom and check out what you've got.
The Supercross will kick it off. There's lots of festivities from Daytona, which will surely translate back to our dealership and back to our showroom.
Come check it out. Cycles in Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
If you want to get into broadcasting, 1010XL is partnering with the Broadcasters and Sportscasters Mentoring Group to offer on-air broadcast training to a select few. Find out how you can be mentored at getintobroadcasting.com. Getintobroadcasting.com.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Looking for a great way for your kids to enjoy sports? Check out I9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, offering flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball in Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County. You can play year-round, fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Enter promo code 1010XL to receive $5 off registration. All the details are at i9sports.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors, and with great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? How about scheduling a free consultation or just stop by the Pella showroom right there on Phillips Highway next to Tesla? Pella's professional consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. From simple projects to complex renovations, their team has the experience needed to make your project a success. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
From the Senior Bowl to the Combine, Draft, Minicamp, Training Camp, Preseason, Regular Season, where they go, we go. 1010XL. Everything you need to know about the Jags. Jaguars Today on 1010XL. Now more Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, maybe a top 10 text of the morning. It says here, T from the Sharks is a top 11 producer at the station, according to Pro Football Reference. Now, I think they meant Pro Football Focus.
Right.
But I did mention Pro Football Reference in the last segment, so easy to get confused on the source. So that's actually a compliment to you, T from the Sharks.
Yes.
Because their rankings are
Pro
wonky.
Focus
Yes,
is what
he is.
Yeah.
Right.
Not you.
No, it's T from the Sharks.
T from the Sharks,
Shout
man.
out T from the Sharks.
Shout out T from the Sharks. That's somebody who listens to the program and gets it, and we appreciate you very, very much. All right, I'm more upset if it were possible, if it is possible, because I just didn't even bother. So I'm like, this stupidity is enough for me here, and you actually took a little step further and looked at Pro Football Focus, where they have an article. All they did was highlight with a nice little colorful graphic the top 10 players in their estimation under the age of 25, of which Trevor Lawrence is not among them.
Yeah. Is there a link in the tweet?
There may be. I don't know. I looked at it. I was so horrified.
I'm curious to see if whoever put the graphic together knew how bad the list was, so they didn't even bother to include a link. We don't need people to know anymore.
I'm going to see if it works, but I'm giving them clicks by doing that, which is exactly what they want, and I get that, and that's how they roll. No, it seems like, no, this is just like a graphic.
Just a graphic. Yeah, they knew.
Just a graphic.
They knew it's a bad list.
Okay.
If you were proud of your list, you would have linked to it.
They'd link it, right?
Yeah.
Well, if they had linked it to the list, turns out there's a list of 25.
All right.
And T. Willie ain't in the top 17. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Now, if all you're going to say is, well, our grade said so-and-so, then say, here's the list of the highest graded players. This is coming off as an opinion. These are the top 10 players under the age of 25, okay? And to mention...
And they call it a ranking.
Correct, right? But they would say it's a ranking based on our number.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when Mike Clay did the offensive line ranking and said, well, Pro Football Focus says this is the number of where they commit. Well, then why do you then just go and link to your competitor's site and say, read their numbers. That's what I'm doing, okay?
Sure.
They put, among others, Jonathan Taylor of the Colts ahead of Trevor Lawrence. Well, certainly he must be a better rusher than Trevor is a passer, right? Oh, wait a minute. Taylor took a step back last season with a 71.5 rushing grade.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence, according to them, and again, this is their grade, not like quarterback ranking or total QBR. Trevor Lawrence had a 74.1 passing grade. So Trevor Lawrence is a better passer than Jonathan Taylor is a runner objectively by your numbers. But Jonathan Taylor's a better player than Trevor Lawrence? And Trevor Lawrence plays a much more critical position, which, again, I get value versus best. I get the idea that you could be the best at what you do and you could grade out perfectly, but your position, it's like saying, Logan Cook's the best player on this team. Well, he executes his job very well, but his job is not nearly as important as a lot of other jobs are. Sorry, Logan Cook. I mean, it's important. Every job's important, okay? Punters are people too. But come on, right? I mean, give me if you're starting a franchise, Tony, you're going to start it with Kirk Cousins or Logan Cook.
Kirk Cousins.
Right, because you got to have a quarterback to play here. Trevor Lawrence gets taken before everyone. He's the only quarterback on this list. Tell me what makes you better or more valuable or whatever than the desire to have you on my team, okay?
Yeah.
So Trevor Lawrence, he says, is Trevor Sikkema at Pro Football Focus. Sick of him. Actually, I've had Trevor on many times, particularly on Sirius, and usually a very thoughtful guy. Anyway, disagreement here. It says Trevor struggled during his rookie season, earning a 58.3 passing grade. But this year, with an established NFL coach, he jumped to 74.1. So what does the rookie season then even factor in, right? Like, it was an abomination coming to the worst team in the league with an inept coaching staff that he thought, the guy at the head could lead by force of personality and insulting players and la, and he treated them like they were 18-year-old freshmen and he had total control over them, and we all saw how well that went, right?
Yeah.
Great judgment shown by that guy on no levels, okay? Trevor finished with 26 big-time throws, 19 turnover-worthy plays, a 77.7 adjusted completion percentage. Adjusted completion percentage of 77.7 seems good. Now, I don't know what the league has, to compare that to. It's not linked in here. It was a step in the right direction, one that allowed his arrow to continue pointing up with improvement still possible in all areas. Okay. Well, Jonathan Taylor took a step back last season with a 71.5 rushing grade, a far cry from his 90 grade in 2020. But much of his lack of production stemmed from things outside of his control. The Colts' offensive line was poor, as well as their offense overall. Maybe because Taylor wasn't as good. Maybe that is one of the reasons why their offense took a step back last year. He wasn't as good.
Could be.
And so you're going to factor in the outside influences on Jonathan Taylor's performance, and you're just going to go, well, yeah, and Trevor Lawrence didn't have an NFL head coach at his disposal. And I mean,
yeah.
just unbelievable. Now, look, Micah Parsons, let's just go through. Do you think this team would trade their guy for Trevor Lawrence? Because I don't think every team would because of their quarterback situation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Would the Dallas Cowboys trade Micah Parsons for Trevor Lawrence?
Ooh.
He's number one on this list,
Yeah.
by the way.
I don't think so.
I don't think they would.
Yeah, but I think they'd have to think about it.
They think about it. Everyone should think about it
Yeah.
on this list with a couple of rare exceptions.
Yeah.
Like if you play for the Chiefs and you're on this list, they're not going to trade for
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence. They've got Mahomes, and while Lawrence is great and all that, fine. I understand. I respect that. I respect, like, if you say, oh, they wouldn't trade Jamar Chase, we have Joe Burrow, right? I mean, I think it's fair to say Trevor's still trying to reach a certain level of quarterback.
Sure.
Right? That's
like, I think
fine.
Trevor Lawrence is better than Dak Prescott.
I take him all day over Dak.
Right.
I think there's a fair look. We want Trevor, right? Right. We want Trevor over everybody, right?
Yeah.
But if you're an objective, neutral fan in the middle of Montana where there's no football team, okay,
Right.
and you said, would you rather have Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence? Most people would take Joe Burrow, right? He's been to the Super Bowl. I get it, and that's fine, right?
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to be all up in arms about that kind of stuff. Here's one for you. Would the Minnesota Vikings trade little Grady number 2, Justin Jefferson, for Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
In a freaking second, they would.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? By the way, Kirk Cousins is a free agent after this year. How much would the Vikings have to add to Justin Jefferson to get Trevor Lawrence on this football team, on their football team? You couldn't. There's not enough you could add.
Mm-hmm.
There is, I don't think, literally enough. If the Vikings said, I don't know, we'll give you our 10 best players. I mean, you know how hard it is to find a franchise quarterback?
Yeah.
Look what they've done. They've got a lot of good players. They won a bunch of regular season games. They're postseason frauds for the most part. Kirk Cousins has been, okay? So they have a quarterback who accumulates big stats and doesn't win when it matters, right? So, I mean, Trevor's already shown. We know he's got winning DNA, right? And I truly believe that matters to some degree. And he showed it last year. Yeah, awful. I mean, overcame the worst start that you can possibly imagine for a quarterback in a postseason game, and he overcame that.
Yep.
Kidding me? You think the Vikings wouldn't trade Justin Jefferson straight up? They do it right now.
Yeah.
They throw in Kirk Cousins. Here you go.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Would the Bucs not trade Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs, for Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're going to roll with Kyle Trask and or Baker Mayfield this year.
Yeah.
Sure you are. Sure you are. I mean, it's ludicrous. Again, Jamar Chase, I get that. You know what? The Jets wouldn't trade Sauce Gardner because then they'd admit that they just screwed things up by sinking all this money into a 39-year-old quarterback, right? Which, by the way, I did hear on the drill, I do believe one of your morning there hosts there, T from the Sharks, said, what has Rodgers done lately? Like, I don't know, win 2 of the last 3 MVPs?
He's 1 year removed from back-to-back
MVPs. Was Mahomes playing those years? I thought he was, right? Like, okay, I mean, let's just because other older quarterbacks have failed and his numbers came down, he lost his – look at the receivers that he was playing with last year. Remember the opening pass of the year? Hits Christian Watson in the hands for what should be a 75-yard touchdown, and he boffs it on the – anyway. So I don't think the Jets would do it.
I don't either.
Should they do it is another story, okay? Would you trade Aaron Rodgers and Sauce Gardner? The only thing the Jets are like the Rams, getting close to Rams territory here, okay? Rams went all in, traded for Stafford, traded for Ramsey, traded, got nothing left. The Jets aren't quite that
approaching it, though.
All in, but right. They're approaching that level of if it is catastrophic failure if they don't win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years with Rodgers, all right? Creed Humphrey of the Chiefs. Again, this is a situation where they have a Mahomes, okay? You telling me the Broncos aren't trading Patrick Surtain and, I mean, and
wouldn't even have to think about it,
throw in, what do you want? What do you want? You want Jerry Jeudy? I mean, I can't even name enough guys on the Denver Broncos that you'd have to include here to make this even something the Jags would hang up on that so quick. Now, Rashawn Slater of the Chargers, they'd say we got Herbert, right?
Yeah,
and that's fine. Yeah. That's fair, right? That's CeeDee Lamb with the Cowboys. Again, I don't think the Cowboys would necessarily do it because I think they feel like they've got a collection of talent and that Dak's good enough to get it done, and they're kind of committed. So I don't know if they would. But this is the one that really got me. Andrew Thomas of the Giants.
Yeah.
Graded out very well last year.
Had a great year.
Had a really good year. Come on. I mean, prior to that, he'd been, the expression I believe is meh.
Uh-huh.
Right? He's in the top 10. I thought for sure Trevor now is going to be like 11.
Yeah, got to be.
We got a list of 25. Jalen Waddle's 11. Jonathan Taylor. Penei Sewell. T. Higgins. You're telling me the second receiver on the Bengals is better than Trevor Lawrence? I'm not buying it.
No.
Christian Darrisaw, the Vikings. Well, heck. I mean, throw him in too. Mm-hmm. Jefferson and Darrisaw. Would they give you Jefferson and Darrisaw for Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
I bet they would.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith. Well, they got Jalen Hurts. You may have heard he just took his team to the Super Bowl. So they'd probably argue no. And whether we would take Trevor over Jalen Hurts for long-term sustainability, whatever you feel, doesn't matter. I think that's reasonable there. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Garrett Wilson, I'm surprised, is behind Trevor Lawrence. The rest of them, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts has not done a whole lot. He earned an 82 receiving grade in his rookie season. He doesn't get in the end zone. He's gotten hurt. I mean, look.
Did have 1,000 yards as a rookie.
He did. Okay, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Tore his MCL last year. A healthy Pitts still has one of the highest ceilings. How about a healthy Trevor Lawrence? What's his ceiling? Truly, what's his ceiling? MVP of the league?
Yeah.
He is.
He got
that's
an
his
MVP
ceiling.
vote last year.
Correct. First ever in Jaguar history. Of course, you could never vote more than one person. Was last year the first year they expanded it, or the second year?
It was first or second year.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he definitely didn't get an MVP vote 2 years ago. So
no. But my point being, like, it's only been a year or two when you could vote.
But I'm saying, as far as my recognition of when it started,
right?
I don't know.
Anyway, I mean, again, this is just a list. A.J. Terrell of the Atlanta Falcons, a corner. Chris Olave of the Saints. Tariq Woolen, a corner for the Seahawks. And Trayvon Diggs, who just makes an interception every other week.
Yeah.
Is like he's, I don't know.
I don't understand how, if you're just doing a list where you're ranking the players here under age 25, I don't understand what your reasoning could be doing this kind of list. One, Trevor Lawrence being at 18 on it is silly, right? With the names that are in front of him, it's just silly to have him that low on this list. I don't know how you do that and don't have him top 5. Like, I can understand if you still want to put Micah Parsons at number 1. Fine.
Micah Parsons may be the best defensive player in the league.
Right. Okay, he's a defense's MVP type guy right now. Okay, him being a number 1 on the list, I have no problem with that. Having a debate about where you want to put Justin Jefferson versus Trevor Lawrence on the list, given what Jefferson statistically has accomplished in his first few years in the league. Okay, I can understand having the discussion about that kind of guy. Even a guy like Jamar Chase, I understand there being a debate about where to put him. Sauce Gardner with the kind of rookie season he had. Okay. Tristan Wirfs? I mean, Creed Humphrey?
Unbelievable.
Like, what is it? Patrick Surtain, he's a good player, but he's not Trevor.
He's not even Sauce.
No, it's like, I just don't 18. It's just silly. I don't understand the rationale for having him that low on the list.
On the text line, tell me you don't understand sarcasm without telling me you don't understand sarcasm. That's a bad list. Kind of like you putting E.T. as the 4th best producer at the station. That's a bad list, too. Guys, sorry, E.T.'s the man. Oh, yeah, all righty. I'll bump you up to 3.5. Like, yeah, you're coming, man. You know what? In case anybody was tied with you at 4, like, oh, people.
Your GPA just got worse. He just took a half point off your GPA.
Sorry, he didn't care. He's graduated, man. No one will ever ask you your GPA for the rest of your life.
No.
I've never been asked my GPA ever once. I've rarely been asked, did you graduate college, honestly. But think about the baseline level of intelligence you need to be in this industry, okay? It ain't high.
Yeah.
It
I
is
have a
not
college
high.
degree that me and my parents have seen. Like, that's the limit of the number of people that have seen it.
Honestly, like, I didn't even go to my walk ceremony.
I didn't either.
Okay? And one day we were cleaning out the garage. It was years back. And I'm like, in an unopened manila envelope was my diploma that they had mailed me. I guess I assume when I got it, it was my diploma, and I threw it in a box. I kid you not. And I'm like, well, let me open this. Like, and I'm like, it is my diploma. How about that? Right back in the box, up in the attic. Don't care. Okay? What? Like, I know I went to college.
Yeah.
And if I hang it on the wall, are you going to be impressed if you come over and see my Flagler College degree?
There you go.
Wow. Somebody yesterday thought I went to Stetson. I think they got me confused with, growing up in DeLand, not going to Stetson. But anyway, no big deal. So there you go. 18. Just felt good to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
I haven't really got on anybody's case like that in a while. At least I feel like I haven't. I need to do that a little bit more. All right, let's take time out here. Let's come back. We're going to take you around the National Football League. We're going to hear from Tank Bigsby. Let's talk Evan Engram, franchise tag or multi-year deal. What do you think is more likely with 2 months to go before the Jags will have no choice but to not extend Evan Engram? You've got until July 17th, usually the 15th, but that's a Saturday this year, so it's going to the Monday. And if you don't get it done, you can't, even if you agreed to terms, could not sign him to a long-term extension until the following offseason. And we know there'll be multiple interesting players on this team up for new contracts. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and E.T. here with you. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Tire Outlet, inviting you to ride in style. Get a brand new set of tires from Tire Outlet. They've got over 300,000 tires in their local inventory. If they don't have them at the location you pull into, they can have them out there, usually in less than an hour. They offer the best selection, best quality, and best prices, so you're going to find the best tires that suit you and your vehicle. With over 40 years of experience and 14 locations around the First Coast, Tire Outlet's certainly the brand that you can trust with your vehicle's tires and a whole lot more. Expert technicians ready to go to do the maintenance and repairs to keep your vehicle performing at its best. You get wholesale prices and premium service. Where? That's at Tire Outlet.
This is Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios.
JOI, where the pros go. Jump on Gators baseball here, 1010XL.
It's a battle of the ranked SEC Blue Bloods on the bluegrass. Gators Wildcats, tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday afternoon on 1010 AM.
Did you know that weight loss surgery is the most effective solution for obesity, according to the National Institutes of Health? If you've tried everything and you're still struggling with weight loss, a procedure at Baptist Health could be your solution. Our personalized program is a center of excellence with a full team to support you every step of the way. Is it time to reclaim your health? To see if you qualify, call 904-202-SLIM or visit BaptistBariatrics.com.
If you or someone you know suffer from Parkinson's or essential tremor, or if medication is not enough, you are not alone. Dr. Elaine Keebaugh here from Boston Scientific. Join me and Dr. Tipton of the Mayo Clinic at a free Lunch and Learn speaking event to help manage your disease. May 23rd at 11 at the Ponte Vedra Beach Library or May 25th at the Fleming Island Public Library. Free lunch is provided. Visit dbsandme.com/webinar to learn more. dbsandme.com/webinar.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club has a little bit of something for everyone. So whether you want to practice, play, or just relax with friends at the Hills Grill, Hidden Hills is the place for you. If you love golf, check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
the flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
I was on the go, it was time to eat. I said, baby, grab a Danny, cause they can't be beat. She got something else when it was time to choose. And after just one bite, I got that soggy sandwich blue. Should've known better, only Danny will do. Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you, yeah.
Hey folks, you ever search why Shark Coatings is the best? Well, one of the many reasons is our polyurea. We don't just buy it from anyone who has it in stock. We custom blend ours, specializing between summer and winter blend, providing you with the best product for our area. After grinding the concrete, that polyurea will form a permanent bond at the molecular level and will not pull away like epoxy. With Shark Coatings, not only will your garage look awesome, but your pool deck, patio, or driveway will too. See how Shark Coatings can make a difference for you. Call, click, or text today.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. If you're looking for a real solution to your thinning hair or hair loss, call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS.
What's causing your hair to fall out? Can your hair grow back? Get to the root of your problem with IHRS Hair and Scalp Analysis. This analysis magnifies your hair and scalp 400 times to see what procedures can restore your hair. Call right now for your free analysis, 904-777-IHRS, or visit hairforme.com. Stop wasting money on solutions that don't work. IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years. They are the only clinic to offer the trademarked multi-unit hair grafting PRP platelet-rich plasma and the NeoGraft FUE hair transplant procedure.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS or visit hair4me.com. Hairforme.com.
Rick Springfield, live. 17 top 40 hits. Celebrating 40 years of working class dog. Friday, May 26th, the Thrasher Horn Center. Get tickets at thcenter.org. Rick Springfield, live in concert.
This is your 1010XL local sports update. I'm ET. Tank Bigsby recently joined the Frangie Show. Tank Bigsby was drafted in the 3rd round, and he will pair up with Travis Etienne in the backfield. If you're curious about Tank Bigsby's game,
a guy that comes and works, comes and gives his best every day, break tackles, explosive. I can do more than run the ball, special teams, catching the ball, running routes. I can do whatever my coach tells me to do. That's what I can do. Very blessed with a good talent, and just looking forward to just keep putting the work in and get a result.
for more on Tank Bigsby, head over to 1010XL.com and you can hear that interview in full in the on-demand section. Currently, it's 11:04 and it's 83 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. More with Mike Dempsey and Tony Smith on Jaguars Today next, right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today
on 1010XL. All Jags, all NFL. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
All right, from the desk of Duval Doom, the guy who introduced me to the Red Hot Chili Peppers back in high school went to Stetson on an athletic scholarship. He played goalie for their soccer team. His name was Chris. I never saw him again after high school. This concludes my knowledge of Stetson University. All right, I will give you a couple of, of course, who was the linebacker here, Payne, that we had went to Stetson a few years ago?
Duran? No, I don't know.
No. Who's the Jaguars linebacker? I can't think of his first name right now. Payne, linebacker, Jaguars is Donald Payne, right? I'm pretty sure he went to Stetson, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he played college football there. They never had a football team when I was growing up. I'll extend your knowledge of Stetson University athletics, okay? Yeah. Their campus was the I don't know if you call it spring training or training camp site for the Philadelphia Stars in the original USFL. So I used to pedal the bike over there and watch that in the early 80s. Guy who was on the DeLand High School basketball team, like when I was coming up, like JV, he was varsity. He was the dominant guy. Randy Anderson, 6'6", had a legit 42-inch vert. Some guys you're like that. I really believe that. The old expression about, he'd take $1 off the top of the backboard and leave 4 quarters for change. I believe he might have been able to do that. I mean, he was absurd. Just crazy springs. Became Stetson's all-time leading rebounder. Have no idea if that's still the case. And young guy at the time, we were the same age coming up, played Little League, Babe Ruth League baseball with Tommy Hickox, probably goes by Tom now. My best friend in high school. It's not Tommy anymore. Tom Beller. All right, Tommy. Anyway, Tommy Hickox went there and set the NCAA freshman saves record in his first season there. Yeah. So, and his brother, by the way, Ed, did not go to Stetson, but he went to the Harry Wendelstadt umpiring school in Daytona? Was it Harry Wendelstadt who had the umpiring school? Still a major league umpire, Ed Hickox. Mm-hmm. There you go. I've extended your knowledge of Stetson University. Also, myself, Tommy Beller, and David Cohen used to sneak into their game room on campus so we could play Dragon's Lair back in the 80s. You remember Dragon's Lair?
I do, yeah.
It's like 50 cents. Actually, I didn't play much Dragon's Lair because, I just wasn't my jam. But, Tommy at the time might have finished the game. I don't know how that all went. And my first legit dunk on a regulation rim came in the Edmunds Center.
There you go.
There you go as well. Now, that is the complete athletic history of Stetson University with a few extra video game mentions thrown in there for you. All right, last year, Tony, deadlines make deals, right? The closer you get to the franchise tag deadline, we're going to get some of these deals signed. I looked up an article. It's tough to put in the right search terms for this. When do franchise tag players typically get long-term deals done if they don't get them done before the NFL draft? Mm-hmm. It's tough, right? But this article came up on the franchise tag deadline was looming for 4 remaining franchise tag players. Tell me the 2 things that these players have in common here, or 2 things that stand out to you about this list of 4 players, okay? I think they're pretty evident. The list, Orlando Brown with the Chiefs, Jesse Bates with the Bengals, Dalton Schultz with the Cowboys, and Mike Gesicki with the Dolphins. What are the 2 things that jump out to you there? I know you're trying to figure out what's going on in my little mind right now. What is Mike looking for? What is the answer he's looking for?
Yeah. Are any of them with their team this year?
None of them signed a long-term deal, right? That's number 1. And the other thing is 2 of them are tight ends.
Yep.
Right? And I know you're talking about the market. The market for tight ends just wasn't there this offseason. I thought you made a great point during crosstalk that the salary cap is potentially going to blow up. The number is going to rise higher than it probably ever has in a non-coming out of a pandemic situation, right? In one off season. That's the rumor that Evan Engram's probably going, if you're not going to give it to me, we're going to play this out, wait and see, and then I'll take my chances in that market. I mean, look, I think we've said this before. I think if the long-term deal doesn't get done before July 17th, then we're seeing the last season of Evan Engram as a Jaguar.
So. Yeah.
And which may be okay. I'm not going, oh, Evan Engram, you bad person. He has the right to maximize his value however he sees fit.
Sure.
And he had a really good season last year. Keep in mind, he was a Pro Bowler in his first year in the National Football League. He's still young. He's super athletic. Tight end is becoming more of an integral pass-catching option around. You look at some of the best out there on playoff teams. Kansas City, really good team. Baltimore, really good team. Philadelphia with Dallas Goedert, really good team. For instance, it's not perfect across the board. But I could see where he thinks, hey, you know what? Either meet my number or someone will next year and maybe exceed it. And because he knows in his back pocket that he's got the franchise tender sitting there. Now, I don't think the Jags, I would be shocked if they pulled the franchise tender off of Evan Engram at any point, really. Now, maybe if, he decided I'm just not going to show up for training camp and you got to a point and you said, well, maybe we can swing a deal and we're going to need that cap space or something. I just, that's a massive hypothetical. I think it's extremely unlikely. And I think that he looks at it and the Jags will be, okay, you know what? We don't want to weaken this array of weapons around the 18th best player under the age of 25 in the National Football League. That's probably not how they'd phrase it.
No.
That's how PFF might phrase it, however.
Evan Engram, if you go and look, he's going to get, $4 million more than the next tight end that got paid this offseason, right, on an average annual value basis. It's just the tight end market had nothing to it in this offseason. So I do think whatever Evan Engram wanted out of whatever the long-term offer was going to be from the Jags, for whatever reason, it fell apart right there at the end. All the reports seem to indicate that it was close, right, to them getting the long-term deal done. And then who knows what they would have done with Jawan Taylor, if they would have used the tag or not on Jawan Taylor ultimately. Who knows? They wound up using it on Evan Engram. I do think the money, if they can't get that long-term deal done here in the next couple months, which my gut tells me they're not going to be able to. That's just my own personal opinion on it. We'll see if they can get something. I think the Jags would love to get something done in that kind of 3-year, $35 to $38 million range. I think they'd love to do that, right? Pay Evan Engram for 3 years what they're paying him this year. I think they'd be willing to do that plus a little bit more. I'm not sure that Evan Engram wants to do it at this point, given that the market's going to balloon next year.
But is it going to balloon specifically a tight end double? Like, what's the number he's going to get this year? 11.7? Is that what it is?
11.3?
11.3?
11.345.
Okay, 11.3. Yeah. Dalton Schultz, was he arguably the best tight end in free agency? I'm trying to think I know Gesicki was out there as well. I don't think he got a massive deal. Dalton Schultz settled for a 1-year, $6.25 million contract. I say settled. We'd all like to settle for that, right?
Yeah.
But
Gesicki got 1 year, 4.5.
4.5, right? What if Evan Ingram's numbers go down? What if Calvin Ridley takes a few more targets away? What if Evan Engram does miss a month this season? And it brings up that, Evan Engram injury prone. He can't stay healthy. He can't do this. What if he has some key drops at the wrong time? And I'm not rooting for any of that to happen. Look, if Evan Engram plays here, I hope he has a career spectacular year. And if it turns out that the Jags can't retain him, well, we got a career spectacular year giving him the average of the top 5 players at his position. He was arguably right in that edge of the top 5 tight ends in the National Football League.
It's crazy looking at what happened with the free agent tight ends in this market. Hayden Hurst is second on the list on an average annual value basis. He got $7.25 million a year on a 3-year, $21.75 million deal. Josh Oliver is right behind him. He got 3 years, $21 million from the Vikings.
Happen?
Right. He's getting $7 million a year, and Gesicki's getting 4.5.
See, that makes less sense to me.
Dalton Schultz is getting 6.25 on a 1-year deal.
Right. Dalton Schultz actually impacts your offense. They've got TJ Hawkinson in Minnesota. Right. So you're looking at Josh Oliver to be primarily a physical blocking presence.
That's what they said when they signed him.
And that seems like out of whack for him to get that much money. But I could see Evan Engram going, wait a minute. That dude's getting 7?
Right.
I should be getting 14.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to argue because, again, everybody wants the perfect tight end who can do it all and, never has to come off the field And that's why some people thought that was Michael Mayer this year, and that's who we should get. But who did the draft tell you? Sam Laporta,
right,
who is seen as more of an offensive weapon a la Evan Engram. Purely that, willing blocker, not going to road grade you to death. Evan Engram, willing blocker, good blocker.
Yeah.
He helped a lot of runs by the backs and plays by the wide receiver advance down the field. But that doesn't mean he's lining up tight to the formation.
No.
And, taking on a defensive end.
But if he does, like if you line him up tight to the formation, that doesn't mean you can't run, right? Like
sure.
He's at least willing enough to block at the end of the line of scrimmage that he doesn't kill with all your tells. He's not as strong as Manhertz was doing the job. We'll see what kind of blocking tight end Britton Strange can be, this year for the football team to allow that flexibility to stay there with Evan Engram. But he didn't hurt you when you had to line him up there, and you only lined him up there when you wanted to, right? But it didn't give anything away when you put Evan on the end of the line of scrimmage. He was at least willing to do the job when asked.
I feel like if I'm the Vikings, I could have given Mercedes Lewis like $3 million and probably got still at this stage.
Yeah.
Are one of the most physical tight ends in that aspect of the game. Doesn't give you anything as a receiver. He'll catch the occasional touchdown at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
It's more like, we didn't see that coming kind of thing. I feel like, I hope Brenton Strange turns into be an offensive weapon like Evan Engram, and if the blocking trails that significantly, I'm okay with that, honestly, especially at the 61st pick in the draft. All right, we'll take a time out here. Let's come back and hear what Tank Bigsby had to say as he visited with the Frangie Show yesterday, another one of the Jags' incoming rookie class. You'll hear from him next. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Pella Windows and Doors. Man, I hope it doesn't rain today, but if it does, I'll be nice and cool on the inside and watching the drops fall through my windows that Pella took care of my entire house with. Consumer Reports' top choice for energy efficiency and stylish design. I tell you what, keeps the cool air in, and they look fantastic. What more do you want out of your windows and doors? Well, whatever you want, Pella's got it. Stop by their showroom on Phillips Highway. They're right next to Tesla. Let their very professional staff impress you with their knowledge. You can always find them online at PellaJacks.com. I trust them in my home. You can too. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios.
JOI, where the pros go.
AgPro's Load Up on Savings event is here. Right now, get a John Deere Z320R with 42-inch deck for $37.99. Visit agproco.com for more info. Offer ends 5/31/23. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE Neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
At Kubota, they want to help you deliver a job done right. That's why they want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You've got work to do. They've got the reliable, durable, and versatile lineup to help you do it. Visit Coastal Equipment today for all your equipment needs.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
It's time to get on the tee with me, Joe C. The XL Primetime Spring League is back, and you need to be part of it. Southampton invites you to join us every Wednesday now through early May for our 9 after 5. As soon as you knock off work, you can head to Southampton for a great game every week. Chef Gary cooking up something good for afterwards and prizes. Call 287-PLAY and get in the game every Wednesday. It's our 9 after 5 at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY now.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Joe C. for the Jacksonville Eye Center. And if you're thinking about LASIK and finally seeing 20/20 without glasses or contacts, now's the time to do it. Jack's Eye Center and Dr. Robert Snipper, experts in eye care with the latest technology. Dr. Snipper uses the Allegretta Wave and blade-free interlace technology. And with it, Dr. Snipper has earned a prestigious reputation for his success in LASIK. You need to call 355-5555 right now and make an appointment to see Dr. Snipper or log on to drsnipper.com.
More football.
Give me the ball.
More sports talk.
That's the foundation of this team.
More Jacksonville.
An entire city.
1010XL.
Bring it in, guys.
When you want more. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
At Auburn, I never got the opportunity to go to the AFC Championship, play in the National Championship. I want to go to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl.
Everything you need to know about the Jags. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
Seconded.
Mm-hmm.
Let's vote. Do we agree?
Agree.
Hands up.
Yes, sir.
All right. Got a unanimous approval here from 3 of the top 17 at their jobs on this particular show. That was Tank Bigsby yesterday on his rookie goals. Go to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Victor Wembanyama, is that am I getting it right?
I think yeah. Wembanyama.
Is that what it is? I think I haven't really focused in on. We don't talk any NBA, right? But he said, "Hey, I want to, win a ring as quickly as possible," right? Or paraphrasing here, right? By the way, Wemby, terrible nickname. Okay, all right. Big Vic, I guess. There's got to be something like the Bug, right? Because V-Dub, he's a VW. Right, there's got to be something with that.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have a better nickname than Wemby.
Wemby.
That is so lazy.
Yeah, just taking his name. Basically.
Right, you're just kind of taking. It's like Tiger Woods would call everybody. Like, wonder if he called Phil Mickelson Mickey, or if he even spoke to him back in that. Remember the whole thing with Tiger? Like every nickname was like whatever. Add SY or something or Y in the end of it. Anyway.
Smithsy.
Yeah. Smitty. That's probably Smitty. I'd probably go with Smitty on that one. All right. So let's hear from Tank Bigsby. He was on the Frangie Show yesterday. You can go online, 1010XL.com, hear the entirety of the interview if you want. But he talked about the moment when the Jaguars called his name?
It's a feeling that I can't explain. It was so, adrenaline was running. It was just a big moment that night. Family around. It was a moment where I never forget it. It keep replaying in my head over and over again. So it was a grateful feeling. It was a feeling that you can't explain.
That's awesome. You know, the playing it over and over in your head. You can imagine, right? That's how I am about. You have a positive thing. You want to replay that. Man, if I make a 12-foot putt, I may go to sleep the next week thinking about it. Tone. That's an exaggeration. Just a little, not much. But the
NFL. Look, if that's something you've been working towards your whole life and it finally happens, I mean, you talk about dreams coming true. No doubt. And while joining the boys in the afternoon yesterday, he also said when that phone started ringing and that 904 was on the front of it saying, oh, that's the Jacksonville Jaguars calling, he didn't expect the call to be coming through from Jacksonville.
I didn't know Jacksonville was going to call. I met with them, but I didn't know they was going to call. You know, other teams were saying what they was going to do, but Jacksonville came through, and I didn't even know it. So it was a surprise, and it was just a blessing.
Hey, look, sometimes you have a lot of contact with guys. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't. As they said afterwards with Brenton Strange, you're like, you know, we really didn't want to tip our hand on that one. And, again, I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, but, you know, just you don't want the rest of the league to know how much you're interested in certain guys. What kind of player, what's his style of play through the eyes of Tank Bigsby?
A guy that comes and work, comes and give his best every day, you know, break tackles, explosive. I can do more than run the ball, special teams, catching the ball, running routes. I can do whatever my coach tells me to do. That's what I can do. You know, very blessed with a good talent, and, you know, just looking forward to just keep putting the work in and get a result.
I told you the one thing that I saw from Saturday's rookie minicamp practice that stood out to me that I hope is a carryover thing is Bigsby and the way he caught the ball away from his body. You know, you look at a guy that big and you don't watch him, you know, every week, week in, week out. You don't necessarily see that aspect of his game, but, you know, a lot of running backs can catch the ball. They kind of catch it, cradle it, whatever. He was plucking it pretty nicely, I thought, away from his body.
Yeah, and I imagine coaches are going to love a guy who, when he's being asked in a radio interview a few weeks after being drafted, special teams, like that just
whatever
comes
my
to his
coaches
mind.
want.
Right, like that kind of thing. They're going to love that kind of player.
They probably knew he was that kind of player,
No
right?
doubt.
I mean, they've really leaned into that kind of guy.
But not shying away from it in the slightest is Tank Bigsby. He also said that he's looking forward to his new running mate there in the backfield with Travis Etienne.
I met with him. He's fast. You know, he's an explosive guy, cool guy. He tell me things how the system go and how he been doing here and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to playing with him. You know, competing, going to work with him. He's a great guy. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to, you know, doing what we have to do to win as Jaguars this year. Just do what we have to do to win.
Again, you know. Everyone, it's easy to say the right thing, but not everybody does it, right? Like, I'm looking forward to what we're doing as Jaguars. Like, if Travis Etienne busts one for 80, you know, I'm going to be going crazy. At least I hope that's the case. Somebody on the text line, Craig, said, is Snoop out and Tank in? I don't know if Snoop's out, but he's right now he's on the porch peering through the window.
Snoop was probably out before Tank was in.
May have been, right, with Dearness Johnson coming in, that alone. So I find very few scenarios where Snoop Connor makes this football team out of training camp. All right, let's step aside from this Tank Bigsby audio, get a few more cuts coming up. But let's take Tony's quick tour around the National Football League.
Now, gems around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Field Yates reported this morning that Jets defensive end Carl Lawson has agreed to a rework deal, per a source. Lawson was due a non-guaranteed $15 million, but is now going to get a base value of $9 million with $8 million of that guaranteed this year. He has $3 more million available in incentives. The move creates $12.7 million in cap space this year for the Jets, with many speculating that a deal with Quinnen Williams could be close to getting done. Up there in New York, the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed quarterback Mason Rudolph to a one-year deal. Rudolph was a third-round pick by the Steelers in 2018. He's 5-4-1 as a starter there in Pittsburgh and is not expected to be any better Then the third quarterback on the Steelers depth chart behind 2022 first-round pick Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky up there with the Steelers. And former NFL quarterback Alex Smith told SiriusXM NFL Radio this week that he feels like there is a big difference between offensive and defensive-minded head coaches when it comes to the development of young quarterbacks, specifically mentioning the situation last year for Zach Wilson up there with the Jets, who had a defensive-minded head coach in Robert Saleh and a first-time play caller as well. Smith said, quote, "There's a different mentality. From my career, when you play for an offensive head coach that wants to light up the scoreboard, outscore the opponent, there's a different mentality you have, especially as a young quarterback versus a defensive head coach, when really the coach's mentality is, hey, don't screw up, don't turn the ball over, don't put us in a bad situation." That's a huge difference in mentality and a mindset for a young quarterback, especially if it's a bit of a rocky start.
All right, thank you, Tony. This one on the text line, this is fair right here. It's funny what we call big running backs nowadays, right? Look at Tank Bigsby is listed as 6', 208. Okay, I'm looking at the college version of Pro Football Reference, right?
Okay.
Travis Etienne is 5'10", 210.
Oh.
That should mean that Travis Etienne's more compact, thicker than Tank Bigsby. But certain guys carry their weight different ways, right? Like Tank Bigsby, if you see him, looks more bruising than Travis Etienne does. Travis Etienne looks like he's getting ready to get broken in half on a lot of plays. And I'm not saying Travis Etienne's not tough or anything like that. He's a lot tougher than me, man. I'll tell you that. He played all 17 games last year, but he does take some massive shots. And anyway, you're right. I mean, he's certainly no Jerome Bettis or, things like that. No Fred Taylor, for that matter, in terms of, how thick he is. But, today's game is, it's a lot less dependent on those guys who pound it like that down in, down out. You like the versatility to be able to play in space and catch the ball and move guys around and do some different things. So, it's a good point. If you just looked and you said, which guy, if all I told you was height and weight, which guy's the pounder and which guy's the good in space guy? I guess 6 foot tall is pretty tall for a running back too. But, with 2 more inches, he's got less pounds to distribute. You would think just based on the numbers, Etienne would be that guy. Let's get back a few more thoughts here from Tank Bigsby. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's hold him over. So we hit the break here on time. We'll get a couple more on the other side, talking about his impressions of the Jags, watching him last year, and his thoughts on the rest of the Jags rookie class coming in. And then we'll take a look at today's Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. Simple one. You think Evan Engram gets a deal done with the Jags, or does he play under the franchise tag in 2023? Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and E.T. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Lunchtime, breakfast time, brunch time, dinner time, anytime is a good time for Dandy. If you're driving around the largest city in the continental United States, area-wise, that's Jacksonville, FLA, baby. Just get from one side to the other, you may miss a couple of meals. So swing in to your local gate station, head right to the Fresh Case, and look for the Dandy and Anytime Deli labels. It's all the same company, and it's all created by the Thompson family, Jacksonville people, creating a Jacksonville-based company, serving Jacksonville-based people and employing a bunch of them, just putting out quality products, man. They got to look their neighbors in the eye and know that they're delivering the goods every single time. The freshest ingredients, great variety, prices that put a smile on your face. You get it all with Dandy. I've been a Dandy customer long before I've been a Dandy spokesperson. You're going to enjoy them, too. For food on the go in Duval, there's none better, so do what I do when you're hungry. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
This is Jaguars Today from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios.
JOI, where the pros go. Now, a PGA Championship update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky of the First Coast and MyBookie.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 105th PGA Championship, sponsored by Fidelity Wealth Management. Freezing temperatures this morning in Rochester, New York, caused a frost delay of nearly 2 hours. Kazuki Higa was in one of the first groups to tee off just before 9 Eastern, and Higa holds the early lead at 3 under with a birdie spree, 4 of them in his first 5 holes before a bogey at 17. Higa starting on the back 9 today. He's making his PGA Championship debut in just his 3rd start, at a major. John Rahm, the reigning Masters champion, opens with a birdie at 10, pars at 11 and 12. Rahm 1 under, 2 back. There are 17 players tied for second at 1 under right now. Brooks Koepka loves the majors. Runner-up at Augusta along with Phil Mickelson. Koepka, the 4-time major champion, starting on the back 9 today. He is 1 over with a bogey at 12. Jordan Spieth with a bogey at 10. He's 1 over as well. From Oak Hill Country Club, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Doors take us to summers away or winter adventures and afternoon getaways. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by working with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential. Because doors were meant to be opened. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimum supply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars in their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Buying a car can be stressful, especially one sold as is or with no warranty. Do the 7, 10, or 30-day warranties leave you wondering what will happen on day 31?
Stop. Car buying doesn't need to be so stressful. Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet now offer the exclusive Beaver Certified program protecting your used car for 7 years or 100,000 miles. That's right. Certified Hondas, Fords, Nissans, and any other make you consider now come with the peace of mind you deserve. Shop worry-free at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey folks, you ever search why Shark Coatings is the best? Well, one of the many reasons is our polyurea. We don't just buy it from anyone who has it in stock. We custom blend ours, specializing between summer and winter blend, providing you with the best product for our area. After grinding the concrete, that polyurea will form a permanent bond at the molecular level and will not pull away like epoxy. With Shark Coatings, not only will your garage look awesome, but your pool deck, patio, or driveway will too. See how Shark Coatings can make a difference for you. Call, click, or text today.
Follow off-season activities on 1010XL.
Quick feed!
Brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services and Safe Harbor Seafood Restaurant and Market.
Be smart, let's get the work done.
Roll through the off-season with Tire Outlet.
We've been telling you for almost a year about Nathan's Family Chiropractic and the 100-Year Lifestyle Network. If chronic back or joint pain is keeping you down, don't listen to me. Listen to what Jacksonville is saying about Dr. Alan Nathans.
The stem cell treatment took the pain away.
Changed my life. It's awesome.
Your body just works better when it's aligned. We're believers.
His no-needle regenerative protocols are giving people their lives back. Get yours back, too. Go to the pro in the know. Don't do another cortisone injection. He's one of us, helping all of us for the past 25 years. For more info, drnathans.com.
Hacker here for the Sausage Dudes Sausage. You know I'm a sausage guy, and the Sausage Dudes, Paul and Patrick, make the best sausage I've ever tasted. Their high-quality pork and spices separate the Sausage Dudes from the pack. Try their 4 flavors, including Italian, Polish, Hungarian, and beer bratwurst today by picking them up at any Publix in the Jacksonville area. A portion of their proceeds also get donated to the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida. Try the Sausage Dudes Sausage today, the sausage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to selling your home, wouldn't you have more promises than problems? That's where Chad and Sandy step in. They guarantee to buy your home. If it's not sold on your agreed-upon date and deadline, they will buy it. That's why we're recommending Chad and Sandy Newman. Perhaps you're worried about settling for less money with a low-ball instant offer. That's not a problem because I got a promise. Chad and Sandy, the only real estate experts you can trust to this. Your home will be sold at that agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Lynn in Orange Park said, I wanted to move to be closer to family. I heard about Chad and Sandy's success and guarantee on the radio. I hired them. They couldn't have been more pleasant. They delivered as promised. My home sold above list in 3 days. How do you get this? Well, call the only agents I'm trusting and recommending. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
This Saturday, Navy Mutual would like to salute all men and women that serve in our armed forces. In 1949, President Truman designated the third Saturday in May as Armed Forces Day due to the unification of all 5 branches of our military into the Department of Defense.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Do you have a plumbing problem that's making you feel like a sitting duck? Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic. Our team of expert plumbers will have your pipes flowing smoothly in no time. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Beer, water, beer. That's a pretty good game plan when it comes to battling the summer heat. When you hit the beach, fishing hole, or golf course, make sure you hydrate. Anheuser-Busch is always up for a good time. Just remember to drink responsibly.
The mesmerizing music of Pink Floyd returns to the Florida Theater May 23rd. Brit Floyd brings their brand new Pink Floyd show, celebrating 50 years of Dark Side of the Moon, featuring their laser extravaganza. Brit Floyd. Brit Floyd. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Wherever you go, we go.
Those are the rules. I didn't make them up.
Download the 1010XL and XL 92.5 FM apps for free on Apple and Android devices to listen anywhere in the world.
It may be the key to the whole plan. You get it?
Got it.
Good.
Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today
on 1010XL.
All right, that one flew by today. Got about 8 minutes to go to cram as much info in as we can here. Jaguars Today. Who on the drill? Who had Kazuki Higa and Callum Tarrant?
What?
Anybody have that combo? Because that's the pair that are tied for the lead at the PGA Championship, although Colin Morikawa is lurking.
If anybody got him, the tour probably got him.
Yeah, they've been wiping the floor with you guys.
Man.
Is what they've been doing.
I know something.
This year. You going to spin that wheel?
What
where it's headed?
What
yeah,
wheel? You know, wheel for your boy.
We'll see. All right, let's get back a couple of thoughts from Tank Bigsby as we get ready to wrap up. Then we'll look at today's question of the day and see how you have weighed in on it as the Jaguars Today audience. I'll hear what he has to say about this because I haven't heard this clip yet. I've heard most of them, but not this one. Said he was impressed by what he saw from the Jags during the postseason last year.
You know, they kept popping up. You know, that's what's crazy. Jack, you just kept hearing, like, this team going to surprise a lot of people. And I started to hear about it in school. So, like, I started watching the games when they made the playoffs. And I was like, they looking good this year. They was looking good last year, I meant. So, they definitely put their name out there last year that they trying to make a statement. And I want to be a part of that statement.
I hope that may be accurate. I wonder how he was feeling about halftime of the
the wild
card weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but nevertheless, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, about halftime, you're like, what was everyone talking about?
Yeah,
come on. What is?
I would have said PFF too high. Stop.
That kind of thing. Tank Bigsby also asked about having gone to Auburn, how much playing in the SEC feels like prepares him for making the transition to the NFL.
Oh, yes, sir. It's nothing like the SEC, if you ask me. The competing wise, the work wise, it's nothing like it. You got big guys in the trenches that fast, that's in the right gaps, that's not scared to tackle. You know, you're going against the best of the best. Georgia, Bama, LSU, you're going against the best of the best every weekend. So you have to bring your best game. So it's never been a point where I felt like I wasn't playing someone that wasn't good. I always felt like I had to bring what I have to bring to the table playing in the SEC.
Well, nobody's gonna.
You're gonna see the best of the best.
Right,
now,
right,
Tank.
right. Every week, right? I mean, it's like you think the SEC prepares you more than any other conference,
No doubt.
But, buddy, you know,
the
like
NFL is the NFL.
a bunch of guys in the SEC that ain't making NFL rosters. You know, at the end of the day. Now, that's not to say he's right. I'm not disagreeing with his point.
No, not at all.
I'm like I probably answered very similarly to what he said if I were Tank Bigsby. And then finally, I wonder, you know, how much you know. Like this is a interesting question you're asking a guy because Tank Bigsby's not a draft analyst or anything like that. But what were his thoughts on the collective Jaguars draft class this year?
They're some great guys. I did not know Anton was that fast until I saw him run in practice. So he can move, and he can move to be an offensive lineman. He's a great guy off the field. You know, they're some great guys. You know, I just be around them, talking to them. We in this rookie development class together. We learn together, and we looking forward to build together.
I like it. You know, that's a very good, you know, just like I don't expect Tank Bigsby to break down like, Brenton Strange can do this and this, and this is how he's going to impact
Met
his
all the guys
team.
this weekend.
They're
They all
good
seem
guys.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, that guy seemed faster than, boy, I didn't realize how quick he was. Okay. You know, I'm cool with that. So, hey, welcome to Jacksonville, Tank Bigsby, and the rest of the new Jacksonville Jaguars. Now go out there and crush it and fulfill your hopes and desires and bring us that Lombardi Trophy here. Today's Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day. Chad and Sandy Real Estate guaranteeing you multiple offers on your home in 3 days, or they'll sell it for free. Visit them online at chadandsandy.com. We asked which scenario you think is the most likely for tight end Evan Engram in 2023. With the deadline to sign the franchise tag players to a long-term deal coming up in 2 months, does Engram get a multi-year contract, anything over 1 year, or does he play this year on the franchise tag? Tony Smith, what do you say?
Plays this year on the franchise tag.
What's your degree of confidence in that?
I'd put it probably around 80, 85 at this point.
I was like 85, maybe 80. Right? Like, I was like in my head, I was feeling the same exact way about that. E.T., what do you say?
Yeah, I think he's going to play on the franchise tag, and that number is pretty high.
Yeah, so higher than 80? You know, like what's your level of certitude here?
I'm more so probably like 75, 25.
Okay, so but we're all I think we're all in the same range here, right? Like it's like 3-1 more likely that he's playing on the franchise tag. I agree with that, by the way. You know, it really is amazing. I mean, one day I'm gonna have to count how many votes it takes to where these polls don't change that much. It's why poll sampling is a thing, right? Like you sample X amount and you extrapolate like, well, this is how this is going to go. It's been right around that 58 to 60% since the first 40 votes came in. We're over 240 votes now. 58.7% say he'll play on the franchise tag. 41.3 obviously saying he would get a multi-year contract. And I think the point we've made, and, you know, we don't get the final say on any of this stuff. Look, for one thing, I hope he gets a multi-year deal done, right? That's another piece that grows with Trevor Lawrence and his teammates, and that means the Jags have a plan financially to make it work for the long term, may even lower the cap number this year, right? And then maybe they can then go out there and sign a couple of vets that were not on the radar right now, or, you know, like a pass rush, maybe some cornerback help, whatever the case may be. But, you know, I think, as we've said already, Tony, if he does play on the franchise tag, I feel whatever that, let's say if I feel it's 80% that he plays on the tag, I feel it's even greater than that if he plays on the tag, that this is his final year in Jacksonville.
Yeah, the 15 to 20% kind of cushion there is the opportunity for them to get the deal done now.
Correct.
Right? Like if he winds up getting the franchise tag, I think he's going to be here for the franchise tag and then be gone.
I agree. Now, I guess there's always another franchise tag, right? I mean, that's a possibility. But put it this way. I think if he plays on the franchise tag this year, the chance of him signing a long-term deal in Jacksonville diminishes.
Yeah.
You know what? As I say that, that's one of the main reasons, right? Because Calvin Ridley, Josh Allen, two potential candidates for the franchise tag, depending on how things play out with them and how contract negotiations might play out and the timing of all that. That's why it is so, I mean, to get a second tag, to get the, 30% raise would be highly unlikely. I'd put it at like 95% likelihood that he's playing on another team.
Yeah, the estimate for the tight end franchise tag next year, by the way, is 13.6.
Okay.
The estimate at the wide receiver position is 24.05. And I would expect, I wonder how they would put Josh Allen in there, whether he'd be a linebacker or a defensive end. But defensive end is 24.4. Linebacker is 20.06.
20.
Yeah.
Whew. Again, let's see how much that salary cap rises next offseason. But, all right, so the people have spoken for now. If you'd like to cast your ballot on that one, direct your browser on Twitter to @MD_1010XL and give it a click. Let him go and try to get the Georgia tight end next year. Okay, you got a top 10 pick incoming?
I mean, Bowers,
yeah,
man.
Let's get him, and then we'll trade for Kyle Pitts, too, and we'll solve the tight end position forever.
It'd be awesome if they could figure that kind of thing out.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Brock Bowers,
that's the getting Trevor and Kyle Pitts in the same draft thing, guys. Like, you're just not going to be able to manage it.
Yeah, I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Sure, I'd like to see that as well.
Love it.
But in the meantime, that's a story for another day. Let's welcome an XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL talking with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, Joe C. and the crew hanging out today over on Hendricks at the Players Grill. What's up, Joey?
Dude, it's always a great place when you head into a sports bar. I think you know that. I'm comfortable in this setting, and they've got great deals going on all day. But right here on Hendricks, it's easy to find Players Grill with all the screens up. I see a lot of PGA Championship coverage going on right now. Of course, they got the Alphabet mothership, ESPN, with all their networks going on, and, of course, the NFL Network. But today is the first day of the PGA Championship, and I heard you mention a couple of the names, Mike. It is not easy to identify some of these guys at the top of the leaderboard round one. It's when that cream rises to the top in the second, third round that we'll see who ultimately can take on and conquer Oak Hill.
We'll see, or we get Sean McKeel again, right? Which is possible. I watch a feature. For some reason, took a little nap yesterday and woke up and the Golf Channel was on. I guess my wife wanted me to have golf dreams or something like this. It wasn't on when I closed my eyes and I woke up to a feature on how basically the media ruined McKeel's life by, just disparaging him. Like, how dare he win the PGA Championship? It was kind of interesting. So,
well, he's not the only kind of, you could think of a one-hit wonder in music. There have been plenty of one-hit wonders. Steve Jones, and you can go to Jimmy Walker's also won a PGA. Sean McKeel, heck, for that matter, Jason Duffner. He has won a few other times.
Todd Hamilton. There are a bunch of one-time major winners.
And our good friend Craig Perks at the Players, that's his only win. So it happens, and McKeel hit one of the great shots into 18 to win that tournament. And then I think the last time was 2013 when Jason Duffner was up there, and he just ran roughshod over the field in the course. But, I'm hoping Colin Morikawa is one of the guys that's up there. We'll see how it goes. But
yeah, he just
the
bogeyed.
Conditions are going to be challenging.
Yeah, he just fell back. But, look, it is challenging, certainly at Oak Hill, but Morikawa 1 under right now, just 2 off the lead. It's not like anybody's running away. Scheffler, by the way, is also in that mix at 1 under par. So, Joey, what do you got coming up today?
Well, we started a little topic yesterday. We were talking about how many coaches can win a natty, and then we started moving guys off of their current spot. Like, could Nick Saban go to Arizona and win a national championship? And we all know what the college football discussion is. It's mainly top-heavy, best program, best coach. You match them up, you win. So we're going to ask fans, give us the next 3 that you think are capable or will win a national championship. We'll get back to last night as the Celtics at home lose to the Miami Heat. So we'll dig into the NBA Western Conference Finals, previewing tonight, and then looking back at last night with the Eastern Conference.
By the way, I would say no on Saban going to Arizona and winning a national championship. I would.
Honestly, he would bring the the idea, the blueprint, all that stuff. But
But are you going to get all these players in the southeast of the United States to go to Arizona and follow him out there and not want to play in the SEC?
Right.
And his age on top of that, and how
True.
long would it take to get there? I don't think he could do it.
But it's so funny, the facilities are very important. You still can recruit from California and Texas to Arizona. It is a beautiful sunshine-filled place. So you could do it, but you're right in the sense that how long would it take an aging guy like that, and could he get the job done?
Right, that's a factor. If he were 50 years old,
Sure it is.
yeah, of course he could. But anyway, have a great show, Joe. We'll be listening.
All right, man, appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. There you go. Players Grill over on Hendricks is where you'll find XL Primetime. Tom McManus in with us tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe other special guests along as well. We'll see how that all plays out. Good luck to the Lakers trying to hold off Jokic going for another triple-double.
That's a tough task right
in the
there.
first half. Close to it anyway. I mean, 3 rebounds shy, or 3 assists shy, I guess, the other night. So anyway, for Tony Smith, for ET, I'm Mike Dempsey. Appreciate all of you out there in Radio Land and I guess YouTube land as well.
That's right.
Jaguars Today returns tomorrow from 10 to noon right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Yo, Jacksonville.
Who want to eat a W?
Jaguars Today from the Jackson